The Mother Whore, Father God Archetype. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Occult Families How to Spot Them series. Trigger warning, this video series covers disturbing and very serious topics. Full legal disclaimer in the video description below. In occult families, gender roles are not just cultural, they are spiritual contracts. The mother and father aren't merely parents. They are archetypes used to enforce obedience, anchor ritual order, and divide emotional reality. What looks like a dysfunctional family dynamic is often the visible layer of a much deeper spiritual structure. The mother figure is rarely just nurturing, she is weaponized. Whether seductive, smothering, self-sacrificing, or sadistic, she often operates as a vessel of inversion. Her role is to lure, emotionally bind, and disorient the child into spiritual submission, under the guise of love. She plays both Madonna and whore. She is exalted as the source of life, while simultaneously being used as the entry point for energetic feeding, emotional confusion, or ritual grooming. The father, in contrast, is often emotionally distant, yet spiritually dominant. He is framed as godlike, unchallenged, unquestionable, and often absent in ways that reinforce his perceived authority. Whether authoritarian or passive, his presence defines the hierarchy. Even when silent, his energy holds the throne. This isn't just patriarchy, it's ritual monarchy. His approval becomes salvation, and his disapproval becomes a curse. Together, the roles create an ecosystem of submission. The mother becomes the emotional hook, the bait. The father becomes the law, the structure. The child, caught in between, learns that love is surveillance and protection is possession. This dynamic isn't accidental. It is designed to prepare the child for ritual hierarchy, to accept domination as order, to internalize polarity as law. The mother may touch, groom, or seduce while speaking of love and destiny. The father may withhold, disappear, or judge while speaking of strength and tradition. Both roles condition the child to abandon internal truth in favor of external obedience. And because these roles are spiritual, not just psychological, they often continue to operate even after contact with the parents ends. The internalized mother whore teaches you to perform. The internalized father god teaches you to obey. Until the contract is broken, the energy remains. This is the divine inversion, the sacred corrupted. And in occult families, it is often the first ritual the child ever experiences, disguised as parenting. The powerless patriarch. When the father isn't the real head. In many occult families, the father figure is publicly presented as the authority, provider, protector, decision-maker. But behind the scenes, he often operates as a placeholder, a decoy, a puppet strung between ritual scripts and deeper hidden power structures. The image of the father is maintained, but the true power sits elsewhere. Sometimes it's the mother, sometimes a grandparent, sometimes a hidden handler or external cult figure. But in ritual families, the role of the father is rarely what it seems. He is installed to maintain the illusion of hierarchy while someone else pulls the strings. This creates a profound spiritual distortion in the home. The child learns to obey the father's voice but subconsciously tracks the real source of power to someone else entirely. This spiritual bait and switch causes internal confusion, especially in sons trying to model themselves after a man who holds no true authority, or daughters who subconsciously fear the unspoken threat behind the throne. The powerless patriarch often reinforces his role through performative dominance, discipline, threats, or strict rules, overcompensating for the fact that his authority is symbolic, not actual. He may even bully or betray his own children to earn favor with the real power holder in the family. In doing so, he trains the child to obey false hierarchies and confuse control with protection. This is how the masculine becomes spiritually compromised in ritual systems. The father becomes an enforcer, not a leader, a vessel, not a shield. And once the child sees this, once they recognize that the man they were taught to fear was also under control, the spiritual betrayal cuts deep. Because the one who was supposed to guard the gate was always answering to a higher one behind it. And that's how the cycle of false power perpetuates. The visible head is never the true source, and the child is left defending against the wrong enemy. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and what you just watched is part of my signature program, the Chosen One series inside School of Soul. This series is not just a course, it's a blueprint for those who know they were different from the start. The black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the cycle breaker. Inside, you'll discover the family roles playbook, the golden child, the scapegoat, the enabler, the lost child, and how to finally step out of the part you were cast in without consent. How the black sheep becomes the goat, turning rejection into radical transformation in leadership. How to break generational curses and rewrite ancestral contracts so the pain stops with you. And how to recognize and escape modern forms of spiritual and technological targeting, from gang stalking to synthetic synchronicity. This isn't just about survival. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your voice, your lineage, and your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Click the link below to access the full series now, because the role ends the moment you decide it does, and the real script begins with you.